Welcome back to Talking Turf, where we're about to talk about match week 5 in the Premier League. You've got about 60 seconds to get yourself comfortable, get a drink, and we'll be back for a record-breaking Premier League weekend chat. Welcome back to Talking Turf. You all right, Gary?
Well, yeah, yourself?
Aye, not bad. Not bad at all. What a weekend, mate.
Aye. A few twists and turns, hasn't there?
Aye, unbelievable. So I'm going to try something different this week, Gary. Of getting this on here. I'm sure it's all right to show it. It's the Premier League current standings. So we've got Man City on top, Arsenal second, Newcastle somehow third. Unbelievable, that. Liverpool fourth, Villa fifth, Brighton sixth, Forest seventh, Chelsea eighth, Brentford ninth, and creeping into the top 10 this week, we have Manchester United.
Yeah,
we're back. We're back where we belong. Get in. Give the call a show if you want to join in on the crack. 07469 710070. Knee knackers, though. Thanks very much.
Did you mean give the show a call?
What did I say?
Give the call a show.
Newcastle's got us rattled. Honestly. Just smash my living room up.
Class.
Hey, lad. Right, so if this should work, we'll get on here. We'll get on results for this weekend. We'll start the weekend off down in Southampton. A 12:30 kickoff. Can I just say, the likes of Southampton, Ipswich, Brighton, and Bournemouth, they shouldn't have 12:30 kickoffs. It's an absolute mission to get there. Some of the lads were running in for that train. Literally from the train into the ground. That's it's absolutely ridiculous unless you stay over. But then you're looking at another couple of £100. The price and fans with the game. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And them that are far away as that it's bad enough getting into London for 12:30, but then at the bottom end of the country is just absolutely a sham bollocks. And it nearly, Gary. It was nearly a disaster. I was watching it. I was thinking we're being absolutely dominated here by Southampton, who have struggled all season. And then they get the penalty. And that was the turning point. The save went on and got 2 quick fire goals. Obviously, De Ligt getting his first goal. And then Rashford scored from outside the box. He was 25-1 to score from outside the box. Tex went into the lead. Into the half-time interval, 2-0 up. And then quite a boring second half, to be fair. Garnacho scores in the last second of the game, last kick of the game, to be fair. 3-0 United, good win on the road.
I definitely would 1,000,000% needed that. We're literally willing to take anything at the minute just to try and get a little bit of run, but it was good to get the clean sheet as well, I thought. I thought De Ligt and Martinez at times, you can see that I think that's going to work. I'm still not convinced with the low playing at left back. I think you need a left footer there for me because he wants to come inside all the time. But Rashford, I spoke to a couple of people yesterday afternoon, and it was normally like he just needs to start getting shots away because he gets himself into positions, but he seems to dilly-dally on the ball a lot for me. But yesterday, when he gets that ball on the edge of the box, he shifts it onto his right foot and just lets a shot go. And you buy a ticket, you can win the lottery. That's the way it is. And that's what he needs to start doing, is just getting shots away, because that's where he's clinical, I think.
Definitely. It just proves everybody's point, doesn't it? You know, like he keeps trying to beat players and beat players and beat players, and he ends up beating himself, and then he looks daft. He just needs to do the basics, what he was doing before. Like you said, put your feet, get the shot away, because you can hit the ball. 9 times out of 10, he's going to hit
there was
the
a
ball.
couple of times yesterday, didn't he? It was in the second half, he came doing the right-hand side, and he just looked like he had that fire in his belly. He comes flying through past the defender, the ball goes in, and he gets a shot away. The keeper makes a good save, but it's another shot away. Like, you can see, like, that's what he needs, so just a little bit of confidence. But I'm pleased he got his goal, like, because you want to see him do well.
Definitely, mate. Definitely. Next up, Man City 2, Brentford 1. Brentford took the lead through Wissa, but then again, Haaland once again scoring 2 quick fire goals. It's 2-1 at half time. It finishes 2-1 at full time. Another win for City. I don't think anybody went against that last week. I think everybody said City would win, and they did.
Yeah.
Everybody knew they were going to be the favourites at the beginning of the season, and I think this is probably going to be one of the easiest seasons yet, judging by the competitors. I can't say anybody that will get near them. I mean, you'll see Arsenal, but, you know, for me, I don't know. I
think there could be like a Haaland injury away from a disaster as well, because I mean, especially for the first goal, the Brentford one, it was a little bit calamity at the back. He pops up, gets the goal. I mean, apart from Haaland, you're taking that away. You've got an aging De Bruyne. You've got aging players all over the pitch. They've got like decent players, but I don't think they're like as unbeatable as what people might think. Because when they went 2-1 up yesterday, I thought, oh, here we're going. It's going to be like 6 or something. But obviously, it was a lot closer than what people thought it might have been.
Aye, it was.
You never know.
It's not an easy team to beat, to be fair. I'm sure you actually tipped them, didn't you? Because you said that they do well at City, didn't you, or not?
Because they beat them. Did they not beat them last time? I thought it would be close.
Aye. Just going back quickly though, because we didn't really touch on this. Damien said, "What a signing Mazuri is! Best 15 million we've spent. Xerxes shows promising signs as well." Seen Xerxes getting a lot of grief last week. Me as well, to be fair. You know, like, you should be putting them chances away, but he's fresh in the Premier League. But I tell you what he does, Gary. He links the play up very, very well. You know,
it sticks, doesn't it?
When we've got a fully fit squad, mate, it's gonna be hard to pick my best 11, because, you know, that, like you says, Mazuri there, he's absolutely unreal. Him, like,
another really good player. He gets up and doing. He does the basics, doesn't he? And he comes with a small price tag, so there's no pressure on him to do well. Apart from the only pressure he's put on himself, really, isn't it? But Xerxes, you're totally right, because he'll drop into that hole, but he keeps the ball, he doesn't lose it, and then he wants to play, and he bombs on after he does that. He doesn't just stop and think that's my job done. He wants to get in the box and score, and he nearly did early on. He slides in with that little through ball, and he'd keep a max of save.
As well. That's gone in, and that lad slides across and gets his foot. Totally unlucky. Couple of the lads are saying, all right, lads, Walton and
Walton
and Terry Hagland. All right, Terry.
All right, Terry.
Ryan Smith, your little lad playing a belter today. We played Crammy Juniors. Elton Juniors played Crammy Juniors today, and we beat them 5-4. Could have beat them 10-4, to be fair, mate. So we did well. Good result for my new mind. De Ligt is a good player. Gary Dodd says teams are scared of City. They are like 1-0 ahead before kickoff. That used to be like us at Old Trafford, didn't it? But, you know, Old Trafford hasn't become the fortress it once has. I think with City, if you just get at them, it's a different game. If you just sit and you're like sitting ducks, they'll just pick you off. Teams have proven that when they've gone toe to toe with them, then it's normally a decent game, to be fair. Moving on to the shock of the weekend, Liverpool 0. Well, a shock for most, not a shock for ye. Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 1. I was calling you last week. I was asking you'll have to get you locked up in section because you come up with some belters. But, mate, how did you ever see that coming?
I don't know. It's just like Liverpool do that. They'll go away from home and they'll batter teams, and then, but I don't know. They've just got runners, and I just felt like they would sit deep, and then they would just try and hit them on the break, and that's pretty much what happened for the goal. I mean, Elanga, he should have scored like later on as well. He comes through 1-on-1. Alisson makes a good save. And to be honest, it looked like he could even get the pen because I think it's Van Dijk or someone else comes through the back of him when he gets his shot away. But you'd be damn well to get that at Anfield. Like
Elanga set the goal up for Hudson-Odoi. He would have been out of the moon with that because he would have loved getting one out of the Scousers.
Good win, that though. Good win.
Oh, massive win. Huge. It's Doug Nottingham Forest with the confidence they'll get of beating Liverpool at Anfield. Jesus. Next up, Fulham against West Ham. Fulham won, West Ham won. Jimenez scores for Fulham before half time. And then at the death, 90 plus fifth minute, Danny Ings, good old reliable Danny Ings, pops up for West Ham to secure a point for the Hammers. I think, I don't know what we both predicted, but I probably predicted a draw there, to be fair. Like, it's got a draw written all over it.
I expected Southampton to be a lot better. Like, I thought, like, in the summer when they were, like, the transfer window and that, they looked like they were buying, like, really well and that. But West Ham, they looked like they were buying some good players and they've done well last season. And I don't know, they just seem to be struggling a little bit, whether it's like trying to get them to play together or watch because they brought that striker in. But are they playing him much? Is he starting? I don't think he is. I don't know. But I mean, they've nicked it at the death there, like a point. But
who are we on about there?
Fulkrug. No, Fulkrug.
Fulkrug, no. I think he must have been injured, mate.
Was he?
He was.
Right.
He was
That's
missing.
why he wasn't playing yesterday. But
1-1. 1-1. And then over to Crystal Palace for a Desmond Tutu. Crystal Palace 2, Leicester 2. Leicester's obviously gone into a 2-0 lead. Jamie Vardy again and Mavididi. And then Mateta scores in the 47th minute. And then again in the 90 plus 2 added in injury minutes. Mateta scores a penalty. 2s each. Got me 16 points on Dream Team. Mateta, I put him in last minute.
He's a good player, and he, like we said this about him like last season, he was scoring like tons of goals. But I mean, worry for Leicester because it's like 2-0 away from home, and you're thinking you've got to be trying to see you do it. You know what I mean? You're getting yourself in front, 2-goal cushion, and then to be conceding that late in the day. But like you said, teams will sit back, and they'll like to the death, and then all of a sudden they get hit because they just didn't give out else. They're just literally trying to hang on. And at this level, like teams are too good. They will pick you off eventually.
Mm-hmm. Too true. A couple of the messages here. Miss Katie's goal yesterday, mate, outside the box, bottom left corner. Well, Katie
scored. Did you? Get in.
1-6 now in the cup away to Hayden Bridge. Luckily, I was away. What a trek that is.
Oh,
Gary Dodds, with me being a Liverpool fan, it's the first team to play the low block against us, and we struggled to create anything. But saying that in the first half, it could have been 3-0 up, if not for the post and the keeper fumble. It was just one of those days at the office. Fair play to Forest, though. And like last week, I had Arnie Snot there, giving it the biggin, how he dissected Ten Hag's tactics and that, but he couldn't do D Nottingham Forest. This is why, you should just keep your mouth shut and be humble, isn't it? Because you're meant to look like an absolute dick a week later, aren't you?
Well, that's it, aye.
Beating them. Last week everybody was thinking, oh, he's the next best thing. And even Jamie Carragher said, they're not used to winning the way they're winning, comfortable. And he thinks that they'll probably go unbeaten. And this Arnie Snot's going to be the best, the greatest. And then a week later, you're getting beat off Forest at home. It's just an abs. You just total leg on your face, haven't you? It's like you've been a Hannah instead of catching in your heart. You went like that and it's hit your nose.
Boom.
idiots.
That's it. I mean, like you say, just be humble with it. Take the praise. You done well. You played. You didn't need to take the opposition manager doing. Like, why get into tactics and say you bust them? At the end of the day, you beat Man United at Old Trafford, but you're not the only team that's done that in the last 12 months. Like, it's not the right home of us. You know what I mean? But life comes back at you fast, doesn't it?
He's fun, dude, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yo, man, I say an evening, lads. Good evening, Amanda.
Good evening.
Sporting the tune again this week, Amanda. Johnny Turnbull, E-I-E-I-E-I-O. Up the Premier League we go. Are you saying Arnie Snotmelly? I'm howling. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Next up, we'll just have a quick one on this one, Gary. Brighton nil, Ipswich nil. Good result for Ipswich more than it is for Brighton, in my opinion. Stats show that Brighton had 70% possession. Probably dominated, to be fair. 21 goal attempts with 6 on goal. So they should have really won it, but they didn't, and it's a crucial point for Ipswich.
Good, very good point. Not many teams will get to Brighton and stop them scoring. We couldn't, so fair play. Good point.
Absolutely. Next up, unbelievable list, Jeff. Absolutely unbelievable. You've got to feel sorry for Everton, like. Aston Villa 3, Everton 2. Everton again, once again, twice in 1 week have gone 2-0 up. McNeil and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Ollie Watkins grabbed a one back just before half time. 58th minute, Ollie Watkins scores again, 2-2. And in the 76th minute, Duran makes it 3-2 to Villa. Everton leave with 0 points again. Mate, I don't know how you come back. I don't know how you come back from what they have had to endure the opening games of this season.
It's tough for them, like the fans. I mean, Jesus. To be fair, look, 2 decent goals that went ahead with it. Dwight McNeil, I mean, I don't know, the keeper, he pulls it across the net, Gans in the bottom corner. Should the keeper save it? I don't know, but anyways. And then Calvert-Lewin gets a good header, 2-0 up. But the Villa goal, I mean, he hangs the ball up the back post. Michael Keane, he's got to be pushing 6'5", and he jumps. But he jumps, and when he's in the air, he looks like he's 5'5". So I don't know if he's like when doing like that, but he's jumped. And Ollie Watkins has jumped him and headed in at the back post. I mean, Ollie Watkins is about a foot smaller than him, and he's been jumped. You think, wow. But then even for the second goal, it's a ball over the top, and the Everton fullback puts it across his own net for Ollie Watkins to run in, score. He taps it into a one-on-one net. And you're thinking, wow, like if you get anything on that, just put it into Rosette or anything. Just It's crazy defending. And then that winner, that was probably... Have you seen that?
What's that?
The Villa winner.
Oh,
what a
worthy
strike.
Winner.
Worthy of winning any game. But, I mean, you do feel for Everton, I do anyway.
Billy Noble saying, sure, I used to jump like that. Sure, I was the best striker Newcastle ever had.
The Mackham Slayer.
Aye. Newcastle through and through. It's a bit like Longstaff, isn't it? You know, like people get on Longstaff's back. I like the kid. I like Scott McTominay, and there were similar players. Moving on, Bournemouth 0, Chelsea 1. The new signing Evan Nielsen missed that penalty. I didn't get these run-ups where they're like, think they're in a nightclub and then run up and kick the ball. Just put the ball down, take 5 steps back, run forward, blast it. And if you miss, you miss. But at least he didn't look like a pansy taking a penalty. Absolutely mental.
It's the height and all though. It's like you're putting it at a height where when the keeper dives, if he goes the right way, he's saving it. Like surely these people should be able to put the ball like in the top half of the net, like just to raise the percentage of a gun in. You would think.
Why? You know, you're a professional footballer. You've got nobody gonna tackle you.
12 yards of it.
You're 12 yards out. You've got a massive goal with one probably 6'2" keeper to stop you. If you hit that ball as hard as you can in the corner, he's not saving that. Traveling too quick and too short a distance. Nobody should miss a penalty in my eyes. But pressure and stuff, like. And anyway, he misses that penalty, Gary. And then Chelsea, through Jadon Sancho, plays the ball in Nkunku. And Nkunku gets lucky, in my opinion. It wasn't
the ball scrambles at the other end, doesn't it?
Scrambles through and then puts it in the back of the net. Sancho did well, and at the end of the day, we didn't like him at United, but he's went to Chelsea. He feels like he's in a better place. He's done all right in his first game. Will it continue? I don't know, because he's just that type of player. He's been at all the top clubs, and he just kind of puffs and something ends up at somebody else's problem every time, doesn't it? So,
no, definitely.
Chelsea get the win.
That's it, but according to the crack, Bournemouth were very hard done by. Like, they had a lot of chances, and it looked like they were going to go on to win the game, and then Chelsea nick it at the end. But it's one of them ones, isn't it? It's like it's like the Southampton. You miss your pen when you get your chance to get in front, and that changes games. I just wish Chelsea had dropped points now.
It's very nearly a very good weekend for us. Hit the fuck as hard as you can, says Billy Noble.
That's it.
Too true. Damien says 15 year or more, isn't it, since Forest has beaten Liverpool? Yes, it is, Damien. He also says, Sancho, what a performance he put in second half. That's the player saying, don't get what went wrong for him at United. Now, everybody's blaming Ten Hag and they're saying this, that, and the t'other, but at the end of the day, Ten Hag put his arm around him and tried to help him. And then he come back, again, egg in the face. And at the end of the day, there's nobody bigger than the club. And Ten Hag was making a statement just like he did with Ronaldo and whoever else. That he's getting rid of them. And that's what he's got to do. That's his job. Otherwise, he'll end up with an absolutely rotten dressing room, because you'll have everybody in there who think they can do what they want and not listen to the manager. And it's just,
he's trying to build a system, isn't it? It's a total different system. Like, Chelsea will allow their wingers to push up and not have to get back, because they'll play with the two in the middle. They allow that. Like, what Ten Hag's trying to do is get the right profile of player for each position. If you didn't fit that and you're not willing to work up and down, then you just didn't fit in these plans. It's as simple as that.
Well, we'll see how it goes. That was his first game. For me, I don't like the kid, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. North London derby this afternoon, Gary. Tottenham 0, Arsenal 1. Very, very tight game. Tottenham could have won it, to be fair. It's a set piece that separates them. Gabriel, whatever you want to say, rises above the rest. 1-0 to the Arsenal. Again,
good
Arsenal,
header.
Great results, aren't they? They're doing well. Unfortunately,
the huffed and puffed a little bit the day, I thought. When Partey's in the middle instead of, obviously they're missing Odegaard and Rice. That's that's the core of their team, isn't it? It makes like a tick sort of thing. Jorginho and Partey came in, and you could tell it was different. But a win away at Spurs isn't easy to do, so they'll take that 3 points. They'll take the 1-0 and they'll move on, I think. Like you say, Spurs, they had most of the ball. I thought that they were the ones that were pushing to try and win the game, but there was not really clear cut. So I don't even think Son had a shot, but yeah, it was a poor game really for a London derby. I thought
it was. Where have I gone? 64% possession for Spurs, 15 goal attempts, 5 on target. Arsenal had 8 goal attempts and 4 on target. So it's I don't know. Even the total passes is less than 200. It's never been like that, it's
no.
Team.
There was a lot of cards.
Arsenal's got the bragging rights.
Right, that's it. There was a lot of cards again. I don't know if that sort of spoke that towards the end of the first half. It looked like someone was probably going to end up getting sent off. So I don't know if the managers has calmed down a little bit at half time, and it's took the sting out of the game. I don't know. But apparently there was a record in the
break.
Chelsea game, wasn't there?
It's I'm sure it's 55 cards or something this weekend.
65.
65. I think it was 15 in that game that we've just been talking about. What one was it? Was it Bournemouth and Chelsea?
Last night.
Like, what kind of league are we in? Like,
the saying though, it's like every foul's a yellow card. It's not
every foul.
It's shite.
That's what Terry's saying. Yeah, did he see how many yellow cards were in the Chelsea game? Mental man. It was absolutely bonkers. Like you say, Gary, every single foul's a yellow card, and it's, I don't even know. I think what's just
suppose it because it slows the game down.
People don't want to challenge. Once they've got a yellow card, then they're a little bit dubious. It's just, I don't know. Didn't get us on about the refereeing. Last up in the Premier League is Wolves 1, Newcastle United 2. Lamina scores for Wolves in the first half. Fabian Shaw, I don't know how that's gone doing as Fabian Shaw's goal because it had a bigger deflection and unbelievable. But Harvey Barnes' goal in the 80th minute, unreal.
Wow. Brilliant straight guy.
Absolutely unbelievable. Worthy winner. But again, in my opinion, like Newcastle, man, it seemed like that they were saying that the expected goals in the second half before they scored the goals was at 0.5. And I thought they played better in the first half. Newcastle, I think they look more dangerous in the first half than what they did the second half. Although in the second half, we got them down for more possession, and I just didn't see that. It looked like it was all Wolves.
I don't know. That's funny how them stats work, isn't it? I thought Gordon, especially in the first half, he just makes things happen when he gets the ball. He's just direct and a really good player. Obviously, he hits the post. He's unlucky not to put them ahead. But I mean, Wolves created like a couple of really good chances as well. They just seem to get through. Joe Linton was probably one of his poorer games, hence why he got took off at half time, didn't he? It just seemed easy for them to break through the midfield today, I thought. That Ian Norrie was a good player. That fullback, I thought he had a good game.
I think Harvey Barnes and Lewis Hall's probably Newcastle's best players. I like that Lewis Hall. Him and Barnes on the left work well.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
The form table. It's not much different to the actual table, to be fair. City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool, Villa, Brighton, Forest, Chelsea, Brentford, United. Wow. Half-time, full-time. Top scorers is Erling Haaland, Mo Salah in second, Luis Diaz in third, Wissa in fourth, Duran in fifth. It's looking interesting, but I just cannot see anybody doing anything with Man City.
Well, did Newcastle not wait to them? Is it Arsenal City next weekend? But we'll probably get onto that. Are you doing the fixtures afterwards?
It's Man City, Arsenal. Obviously, City's at home.
Mm-hmm.
I think City win that, mate. In my opinion, but we will come to that anyway. We'll stop sharing that for now. We'll come back to a bit of normality. Yeah, we're gone. Yes. So, we're half an hour in. I think what we'll do is we'll take the break, Gary, because we've got midweek Carabao Cup to talk about. We've got, obviously, Sunderland. Sunderland went down to Plymouth, lost their first game, 3-2, Wayne Rooney. They took the lead. Plymouth equalised. Plymouth got the second, 2-1. Monday, 40 done enough to secure a point for Sunderland in the 86th minute. But then in the 93rd minute, Edwards scores for Plymouth, breaks Sunderland's hearts. Sunderland dropped a second in the league. West Brom are top on 13, Sunderland are on 12. Still a very good start for them, to be fair. Middlesbrough are sitting in 10th. They're only 1 point outside of the promotion playoffs. So, it's looking good. I would love to get both them two back up.
No, it'd be good to see it. And Smithy, he doesn't want them back in the Premier League. Like I'd rather never have another derby than see them again. But
you want them, man. You want them days.
I think so.
Well, like Newcastle got to play for. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Billy's saying that they play City in a couple of games time. He's laughing at Sunderland's demise. Rooney says Billy Noble. So we'll hit the breaks. We'll talk about the Carabao Cup, Gary. And then we'll talk about next weekend's fixtures. All right.
Is there Champions League this week as well?
Is that?
Is that not why Is that not how we couldn't play?
This?
Because we couldn't play certain teams in the cup draw, could we? Because they didn't want to clash the Champions League and the Europa League or something like that.
All right. Liverpool's playing and City. Wow. There you go. You learn something new every day. Here's the ad roll. 3 minutes you've got. If you'd like to advertise with us like these following businesses have done, then get in touch with Melly or Gary. It's only $5 a show, and we're hitting on average, I would say, between 10 and 20,000 people per month. Support us, and we'll help support you. Melly's Carpets and Beds, 63 Station Road in Ashington. Free measures are available daily. You can call 01670 632216 or find us on Facebook. Melly's Carpets and Beds. Laying our reputation, one recommendation at a time. BA Commercials and Northeast Metals Limited, where you can get almost any used car part. The best prices is paid here for scrap vehicles and metals. They have containers to rent short and long term from just £30 per week, as well as plant hire and also commercial buildings for rent. Call during working hours on 07825 405 772. GB Glazing and Joinery Limited, based in Ashington, Northumberland, but covering the whole of the Northeast. CERTAS approved, who specialise in windows, doors, warm roofs, kitchen, conversions, and conservatories. Call Gary during working hours on 07825 160 777. A1 Fire Stopping and Drilling Services, who specialize in installation and maintenance of passive fire protection, fire stopping, and thermal installation systems. You can email your query to Martin. That's at martin.gallen@a1firestop.co.uk, or call during working hours on 07751 429 045. A1 Fire Stopping Services. Ashington Properties, whose company mission is to create high-quality homes for the local community and Northumberland, and whose company values are transparency, trust, and loyalty. You can email them at ashingtonproperties@gmail.com or call during working hours on 07985 203 094. Mates Rates Pro Cleaning, professional internal and external cleaning, both residential and commercial. Follow them on all social media platforms or call Nick on 07423 333 496 during working hours. And last but not least, most cuts. You can call Lewis on 07519 07787. You can find him on Facebook, and you can also book through the Booksy app. You'll find them down in Newbiggin on Front Street, straight opposite Chisholm Bookmakers. Always look fresh when you get cut off Moz. Yes, welcome back, everybody. We're just going to flick through these scores quickly. These games in the quarterfinal, is it? Yeah? Is it quarterfinal
games
of the AFL Cup?
No, it's not that far on yet, is it?
Last 16. No, last 32.
Aye.
Right. So just tell us who you think will win and what you think the score will be quickly, right? Liverpool, West Ham. I'm going to go for 2-1 West Ham.
2-0 Liverpool.
Man City, Watford. I'm going to go for 4-0 City.
Oh, aye, 3-0 City.
Arsenal, Bolton. I'm going to go for another 4-0 to the Arsenal.
A few changes, I think. 2-0.
Man United and Barnsley. I'm going to go for 3-1 to Man United.
3-0.
Wickham and Aston Villa. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Aston Villa.
I'm going to go 1-1 draw.
Is there a replay in this?
No, but I just think Villa's going to have the Champions League the week after. I think they might rest a lot of players, so they might put like a weekend team. They haven't really got the squad to be risking injuries, have they?
No. I'm going to go Coventry Tottenham. I'm going to go for a Coventry win on penalties.
Oh, yeah. Spurs 2-0.
Walsall Leicester. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Walsall.
Yeah. Draw, Leicester win on pens.
Brentford and Leyton Orient. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Brentford.
Aye, home win. I see that. Easy.
Blackpool against Chef Wade. Blackpool win on penalties.
I think that's got a draw written all as well. Either way on pens, like I.
Preston against Fulham. I'm going to go for a Fulham win, 2-1.
Fulham win, 2-0.
Everton against Southampton. Clash of the knackers.
Both teams might just want to field the first 11s for this, just to try and get a little bit of like form or play themselves. I'm going to say Everton win 2-1 at home.
I'm going to go for Southampton 1-0. QPR Crystal Palace. I'm going to go for a QPR 2-1 win.
Ooh. Palace 2-0.
Stoke against Fleetwood. I fancy Fleetwood to win this. 1-0.
Stoke 2-1.
Brighton against Wolves. I'm going to go for Wolves to win 2-1.
Oh, yeah?
I just think, again, I think Brighton's doing better in the league, aren't they? So they'll feel like
rest a few.
That's more important to them at the minute. Whereas Wolves will just, again, want to get a win on board. So,
I'm still going to get a Brighton win, 1-0.
AFC Wimbledon against Newcastle. I'm going to go for a 1-0 AFC Wimbledon win.
I knew you couldn't help it, could you? I think Newcastle will win that one comfortably, 2-0.
Chelsea against Borough. Cracking tie for Borough, bless them. But I think that'll be the last out in the EFL Cup. I think Chelsea will win comfortably 3-0.
I'm going to say 4.
4. Right. So, Champions League starts on Tuesday night. We've got Juventus against PSV. I'm going to go for a Juventus win, 2-1.
I'm going to put a draw on that one. I'm going to go 1-1.
Young Boys against Aston Villa.
I'm going to take... Is that this week?
Aye. Tuesday. So they're tied.
So they must be in the cup next week, are they?
Aye, must be.
Right. I think Villa will win that. I'm going to say 2-1 Villa.
I'm going to go for a draw. It's the first outing. It's 5:45 in a foreign country. I think the best they can hope for is a 1-1 draw. AC Milan against Liverpool. What a cracking tie that'll be. AC Milan 2, Liverpool 0. I'm going for.
Ooh. I'm going to say Liverpool win 2-1.
Bayern. There's Galen the client texted on here. Bayern against Dynamo Zagreb. I'm going to go for a convincing 4-0 win to Bayern.
I 3-1.
And Real Madrid Stuttgart. I'm going to go again. Another convincing 4-0 win for the home team.
I'll say 2-0.
And ending Tuesday night, we've got Sporting against Lille. I'm going to go for 2-2.
Desmond Tutu. I'll go 1-0 to Sporting.
Wednesday night, the Champions League. Bologna against Shakhtar. Never know a lot about Shakhtar, to be honest. I'm just going to go and see if I can go 1-1.
It's in the Ukraine. And
Probably Bologna might take it easy like Fury did.
I'll go and take a draw as well.
Yes. Sparta Prague against Salzburg. I'm going to go for a Salzburg win, 2-1.
Salzburg, aye, 2-0.
Celtic against Slovan Bratislava. Celtic to win 2-0.
Celtic at home there, did you say?
Yeah.
Aye, 2-1.
Club Brugge against Dortmund. Dortmund away from home. Dortmund obviously now how to go about in the Champions League. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Dortmund.
I say 2-0. I think they'll win as well.
Interesting time. Manchester City, whose 115 charge trial starts tomorrow. They're playing Inter for now, but they could be playing Ashton very soon. I'm going to go for the 1-1 draw.
Oh, I think City win that 2-0.
And in the Champions League this week is PSG at home to Girona. I'm going to go on for a 2-0 win to PSG.
I was wondering why Girona got humped off Barca this afternoon, because they're normally quite all right. But I wonder if they've been resting a lot of players. So I'm still gonna get 2-1 win to PSG.
Actually, I was lying. So last year, Tuesday and Wednesday was the Champions League, but I've just clicked on here, and it's also on Thursday nights as well. Now
the Champions League.
Aye. So Thursday night you've got Feyenoord against Leverkusen. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 win to Leverkusen.
Oh, who are they playing? Did you say?
Feyenoord.
I think 2-0 to Leverkusen.
Red Star Belgrade against Benfica. I'm gonna go for a 2-0 win to Benfica.
I think in a way win there as well.
Atlanta against Arsenal.
Could be a tricky one, that. I'm going to get a draw, 1-1 draw.
I'm going to go 1-0 Atlanta. Atletico Madrid against RB Leipzig.
Could be a kind of game, like, couldn't it? Desmond Tutu.
Desmond Tutu, that's exactly what I was thinking. Brest against Sturm Graz. I'm going to go for 1-1.
Come on. Score draw.
Score draw. And Monaco against Barcelona does finish the Champions League off on Thursday evening. And I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Barcelona.
I think Barcelona win as well. I'm going to go 2-1.
2-1. Right then. So let's move on quickly to the championship, just quickly, because it's a massive tie this weekend. Sunderland against Borough. How do you see this one going, Gary?
Early kickoff, isn't it, as well?
30, aye.
Where's it at?
It's at Sunderland.
At Sunderland. I think I'm going to go for a Sunderland win. I'm going to say 2-1. I think it'll be a close game, but I think they'll nick it.
Same. I think Sunderland will win. I'd like to see Sunderland win. I don't know why. I obviously wore Shaney Gans, you know what I mean? So I've got a little bit more interest in it. But I think Sunderland will win it. They'll get back onto winning form, hopefully. Let me know what you think the scores will be in the comments, people, as we move on to the Premier League this weekend. Quite a week, to be fair, mate, because there's either EFL or a lot of teams are in the Champions League. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. But starting the Premier League next weekend, 12:30 kickoff. We've got West Ham at home to Chelsea.
Oh, London derby. I'm going to see a draw on that, you know. Both teams, like, none of them's really impressed us as of yet. I'm going to say a 1-1 draw.
I think Chelsea will nick it. I don't know why. I don't know. They just seem to have a lot that can bring on, a lot of influencers who can change a game.
You know, like 45.
Aye. It's like, I think Chelsea will win. I'm going to go for 2-1, mate, to Chelsea.
2-1.
Terry Haglin's gone for 2-1 to West Ham. for some reason, some of the comments aren't coming through. Some of these messages, seeing the kind of comment. Kai said the same last week as well. And I don't know what's going on. Not to worry, though. If any more come through, we will show them. Next up, Aston Villa against Wolves.
Another derby, isn't it? I'm going to say Villa win. In fact, I'm not. I'm going to go for a Wolves win. I think they're going to have a Champions League hangover, and I think Wolves is going to nick it because I think they'll be tired.
I'm going to go for a
2-1.
I'm going to go for a Desmond 2-2. I don't know why you always do. You know, like the Northeast derbies. And the,
you expect goals and stuff.
Aye, 2-2. Terry saying Villa will win 1-0. Liam Crisp saying title charge is back on. United. Is it? And ye net. Second half, I see it. We're doing a title charge. Fulham against Newcastle. Newcastle away from home down in London. They never used to do well down in London. I'm gonna go for a Fulham win.
You can't tell this, can you?
Hey, lad. I'm gonna go for a 1-0 win to Fulham. Terry's saying it'll be 2-1 to the tune.
I think I'm going to say Newcastle win as well. I'm going to go 2-1.
Are you?
Aye.
Bless you, man. Never mind. Leicester against Everton. Leicester at home to Everton. I'm going to go for a convincing Leicester win. I think we'll beat them 3-1.
You worry for Everton's defence, don't you? But I think that Leicester's just as poor at the back. So I do think Everton will score goals. I'm going to say 2-2. Desmond
2-2.
I think both teams will score, and I think both teams will concede. So
Terry's gone 3-1 Everton. Liverpool against Bournemouth are next up.
Yeah, you cannot say anything but a Liverpool win, really. But stranger things happen. I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool.
Aye.
I'm going to go for ones each. Reason being, obviously, I don't know. I think Bournemouth's just been unlucky. They're quite solid, really. What's that differences here? Ones each. Got beat 1-0 off West Ham in the FL Cup. Beat Everton 3-2, then got beat 1-0 off Bournemouth. I don't know. I hope it's ones each. Terry seems to think it's gonna be ones each as well. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But like you say, Liverpool turn up, and they're not losing that game if they turn up, are they? It's as simple as that.
Definitely not.
Southampton against Ipswich. Interesting game. Ipswich is obviously coming on back to 3 losses and 2 draws. Southampton have had 1 win in the last 5. But I think they'll still be too strong for Ipswich, and that's why I'm going to go for 2-1 to Southampton.
2-1 Southampton. I can see Ipswich getting something in that game. I'm going to say 2-1 win.
2-1 Ipswich.
Aye.
It's one of them. I can go either way, isn't it?
It is.
Next up, another London derby. Tottenham host Brentford. I don't know. 2-2.
I fancy Spurs to win it. I'm going to say that Spurs will win that one 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll pinch it. They could have gotten something from that game of the day. You see, they had plenty of the ball. And on another day, they could have scored like a couple of goals. So I think they will. They'll not draw another blank. I don't think so.
Terry went Ipswich 2-1, and he went Brentford 1-0. To top sad day off, Manchester United visit the capital to play Crystal Palace in a 5:30 kickoff. Hasn't really been a good ground for the last couple of seasons, but I think we've got a bit of momentum there. We'll obviously we'll beat Barnsley. Felton's gone 5-0 to Palace. I'm going to go 3-0 to United. Terry Haglerton's gone 2-2. What's Gary Bruin gone for?
I'm going to go 2-1 United.
2-1 United. That's what I like to hear.
2-1 United.
Into the top 6, I think. Sunday, Premier League. Brighton against Nottingham Forest. Brighton's had a lot of home games, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
A lot.
Is Gary turning up next Saturday? We're going to Palace, Gary.
To where? You're not going, are you? You're not going?
Oh, yeah, I'll go. Are you going?
You're not, man.
Hey, That's the only thing that stopped me. It was a 5:30 kickoff. It means you've got to get a hotel. It's another 200 £. You know what I mean? It's Spurs and Pun weekends, these, man. You get your train, you get your hotel, you got your beer, you've got your ticket, you've got it's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money. But I'll go if you want to go. Shall I get on the case for tickets? I want.
You know that.
Well, she's laughing at me. Terry Haglerton's gone for us 1-0 win. Leanne's put her foot down. Why not like to give away? Away games cost a fortune, but Gary's loaded. Gary's doing well, but still, even when you're doing well, it's it gets a carry bit, doesn't it?
Oh,
especially if you're staying out of it. If you can get there and back in the same day, then it's just a train taking your beer. But if you can't, then it's, you know what I mean? It's
hotels, meals,
and whatever else. It is what it is. But I will go though if you want to go. I'll definitely. Brighton against Nottingham Forest. I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go for ones each.
Ones each. I'm gonna say a draw as well. I wanted to see a Forest win just after the back of the Liverpool one, but I don't know. I think Brighton's a hard place to go. I think I'm gonna have 1-1.
Yeah. Man City against Arsenal conclude next weekend's Premier League fixtures. How do you see that one gone?
You know, my theory with Haaland is he does very well against the poorer teams. I think he gets too much space against good centre backs. I don't think they give him the space, and I think in Gabriel and Saliba, who's two of the best in the league, I think it's one of them games where like Haaland gets missing quite easily. So I'm on the back of that. Is Rice back? Is he or not? Can Rice play in that game?
Down, won't it?
Right, so he cannot play in that game either. And Odegaard's it. I'm still going to say a draw. I'm going to go a 1-1 draw. If they had Odegaard and Rice, I would have fancied Arsenal to win that game.
I'm going to go for City. You cannot go against City, I don't think. Terry's gone for a 2-1 win to City. And I'm going to go on City as well, to be fair. It's one of them games. He just knows how to grind out results at home, doesn't he? Especially against the big teams. He's no doubt about it.
It does. This game last season was like a boring. I remember thinking it's going to be a classic, and it was 0-0. It looked like both teams, it's like 60, 70 minutes, had just accepted a draw. And you're thinking, well, it's meant to be the classic. It's meant to be the best two teams in the league. And they kind of just went, we'll just take a point each. And it's not what you want to see, though, is it?
Yeah, definitely not. That concludes the roundup of this weekend's upcoming games. What I'm going to do now is a bookmark every week some things on Twitter, what I've found interesting. Should I say, not Twitter? So let's go to my bookmarks. That was the Premier League table that I bookmarked. Kevo Young, a Newcastle fan there. Can you see? I'm just making sure you can see. Yeah, unbelievable We've got Tonali on the bench, Willock, and we're playing Longstaff. Eddie Howe, I love you, but for fuck's sake, man, give your head a wobble. Wolves are fucking terrible. If we lose this game, it's on you, NUFC. This is Newcastle all over, isn't it? The fans. Soon as things hasn't gone their way, they're on their backs. There's no like getting behind them. They're just. I mean, I'm probably speaking out of turn. It's not all Newcastle fans, but that's all I seem to see on my timeline, isn't it? Is what he's doing wrong and what it should have been. It's never like the man's made substitutions at half time, and he's done his job. He's went and won the game, hasn't he?
No, that's all right. But it's football. People will have their opinions, won't they? But at the end of the day, they've come away with a 2-1 win, so it can show you that he knew what he was doing.
I mean, if I just click on Kev, he's probably retracted his statement, has he?
It's an interesting fact, like what Welsh is saying there on the timeline's just come on, should never have been dropped. That's exactly what I thought when I seen the lineup. And Murphy was starting and he wasn't. Like, it's a strange. I think he sees Barnes and Gordon both as left-siders, and he tried working them both in, but that's a big problem for him now, because they both need to be starting. In my
100%.
eyes.
100%. Billy Longstaff saying Longstaff is shite though. Wouldn't get a game for the Cressy Arms. That's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. He's actually dragged you through a lot of games lately. He's one of your better players. So is Jacob Murphy. You know, you call him Almiron. You call him. These are game changers. You know, like your big players, your likes of Bruno and Joe Linton and Isaac. Where were they the day? You're not getting on any of their backs. This is what I'm trying to say to you. It's, you know, like, how are you? You've got to think outside the box. You can't just keep blaming the same players because it's easy to blame them. These other players, your big players, they've got to step up to the mark. But what I'm saying is just support the team. This is probably like 20 minutes in. Still 70 minutes to go in the game. Moving on. Football on TNT Sports. Is Saliba and Gabriel the best centre-back pairing in the Premier League? Much as I hate Arsenal, Gary, I cannot disagree with them.
No, I can't either. That's what I was saying before. That's why I think Haaland will struggle against them next week.
Aye. Jay Welsh, shocking Joe Linton and Bruno missing today. Absolutely, mate. 100%. Moving on. Paddy Power taking the piss out Everton. Goal. Everton lead 2-0. It couldn't happen again, could it? Adrian Rabiot has decided not too overly keen on making a move to Newcastle because he wants to play European football. Honestly, I wish this laughing emoji on here worked because I'd press it. But I just gotta get it to walk. It doesn't walk, so yeah, dude. Hey, that's absolutely cool. That's brilliant. Fabrizio Romano, Jin Sancho, I've been working hard for this moment. I'm just happy that I got my chance. You had your chance 100 times, you little spoiled get. I'm very happy here, and I have to thank all the staff and my teammates. You were very happy at United at the beginning as well, you little spoiled brat. The first day I came in, they made me feel welcome, and I'm so happy to feel this comfortable. Well, you were made comfortable at Old Trafford. I'm sure Caf gave you a hand job when you first came, you little spoiled brat. Honestly, mate, he is. He's a spoiled brat in my opinion. At the end of the day, he did well yesterday. Well done. But I don't think it'll be long before the real Jadon Sancho comes out and everybody gets to see who he really is.
Well, you never know. I mean, like you say,
he liked him, didn't he? I can remember when he came, you were proper optimistic about him.
Mate, because I mean, you seen what he done, like at Dortmund and stuff, and we chased him for fucking like a year and a half. So you're gonna be optimistic about that because you think, well, he's the profile of player that the guy wants. So, like, you get excited about them sorts of players. They're the ones that's meant to get you off your seat. But I can't remember a time or a game where he actually done that, which is it's a little bit worrying, really. And then he comes and stabs his manager on the back and refuses to apologise. I mean, he was caught well, he was online, wasn't he? He was playing Fortnite or something at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then rocks up to the training like over an hour late, and then he gets disciplined for it, and then he spits his dummy out. I mean, no, like you're getting paid to be a professional footballer. Like, surely you've got plenty of days rest time where you can play on Fortnite if that's what you want to do.
You'd think so. I've been trying to get this fantasy team, right? Oh, boom, I've got it. So, just quickly, because we've been running the fantasy league, really want to show this because it shows that looks like I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. Where do you think Man United will finish, lads? Says Jay Welsh. I'm going to go for Champions League.
Top 4.
Good enough to go on a run and get top 4.
I'm hoping for top 4. I thought it would be a bit higher when I seen the signings coming in, but I'm not as optimistic as what I was. And we just seem to be getting like little injuries and stuff. We still haven't got a left back come back. So I don't know. I'm hoping for top 4 now.
Where do you think Newcastle will finish?
Me?
Yeah, you and Jay.
I think Newcastle will finish in European football this season. I think Villa will drop out of it because I think the Champions League and stuff will be too much. I don't think they've got a squad good enough, or I just think they've done well in the season where Chelsea, Newcastle, Man United, and Spurs didn't have a good season, had really poor, below average seasons. That's how they got in the Champions League, not because they were good. That's my opinion anyway.
I think Newcastle. I don't think they'll get Europe. Do you know what? I'm gonna stop kidding myself because I mean at the minute it's all good and well saying they'll get Europe and stuff because they are, they're grinding up results, and like somebody said to me, United used to do this all the time, and that's how they won leagues, as they won when they were crap. I just fear for Newcastle if they get a couple of injuries, because you take a couple of the key players who are there and they haven't really got the backup to make the team as strong as it would be with them injured players in. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, like definitely. I get it. I get it because they haven't strengthened the squad, have they?
No.
And I think Newcastle fans know that, but you need a little bit of luck, don't you? You need a little bit of luck where you got like injury-free seasons, and that's what they're going to need. But
he says top 7 for me.
I will go for that.
I have no Europe. It's probably likely in it, but being realistic.
Going on a good cup run, they'll be happy with that.
Aye. Just quickly, Gary, this the fantasy league that everybody joined for. Staying in the top 2 and they haven't moved is drop it like a slot. Scott Appleby and Lewis Chaplin with Co-op McNeil deal. Liam Crisps in 3rd with Hawk Zabi. Neil Wallace in 4th. Colin Stocks 5th. David Armstrong 6th. Harry Cook joined 6th. Gary Brotherton in 8th. You had Holland as your captain, haven't you, every week?
Have I?
Probably.
I don't know.
Are you not checked it?
Nah, I forgot to look at this week.
Away. Paqueta Chips in 9th. Not exactly sure. Eddie Towers, that's good, is in 10th. We'll keep going. Chris Dobie. Quick mention for Chris Dobie. He got through to, I think it was the quarterfinal day where he played Luke Littler, the Mank, for the first time, actually, believe it or not. He's never played him before in a competitive game. It was unlucky. It was unlucky. Did you watch it?
I didn't know, but I have had a look at it. And then Luke Littler's obviously went on absolutely batter Van Gerwen in the semis.
Yes,
so.
Honestly, at one point it was nip and tuck, but then he broke the throw. Littler broke Dobie's throw. He went 8-6 up. Then Dobie nearly broke his throw. And if he broke his throw and then won his leg, it would have been 8 each. He was just unlucky, just missed the double, and just the way it goes. It's sport, isn't it? It happens.
It's fine margins, man. It's fine margins.
Absolutely, like, well done, Dobie. If you're watching, mate, you did well.
Well done, Chris. It'll come.
He's sitting in 11th with Game of Thrones. Good name for a dart player. Blythe Spartan Walton is in 12th. Anthony Street is in 13th. Brazilian with Gary Dodds is 14th. Ian Douglas is Doug's Mugs is 15th. Can't believe Martin Gallen's above me, like, honestly.
Where are you bottom?
16th and 16th Josh Robson, 17th Martin Gallen, 18th Connor Potts, 19th Darren Percy, 20th is Paul Davison, 21st is Ben Irvine, 22nd Melly Barnes. Honestly, Jack's
who's bottom? What's Ian your Jack's propping the league up?
I mean, you see me team, man. I've got a mint team. Rhea,
you've got two Newcastle players in a
couple. Gordon, Fernandez, De Bruyne, Diaz, Muniz, and Xerxes. I must be doing something wrong here because
you've got two Newcastle players in.
Well, that's what they've won every game, Gary. Livramento and Gordon, unbelievable. I don't know. Are you
click on my team next week? I can't even remember what it is.
I've made some changes for next week. I've brought in
who's your striker there? Muniz.
Xerxes and Muniz, aye.
That's where you got ran.
Yeah, where do you go into their fixtures? Yeah.
Oh, Ferry's on.
Big team. Aye, so for transfers,
hello, Ferry.
I've changed it up. I've gone for
Kuna.
You watch him on the day?
Kuna Matata.
Aye. Did you watch him on?
He's good. Decent player.
Good. Hell of a save. Barry, what do you reckon of the tune of the day? Eh? Unbelievable. You've come at the wrong time though, because we're done. We've done everything. We are wrapping up for the night. Thanks everybody for joining. We'll be back next week. Been to see Beetlejuice, now it was on the TV. How did he get into the over 40s?
Who?
He.
Yeah, I got injured on Monday night.
I don't blame you, to be fair, Gary. Gone for 5 minutes. Jesus. I think they won though. In a bit, lads. Yes, Terry. In a bit, Terry. Thanks, lads. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Same time next week, 7 o'clock.
No, because we're... Aye. It's the week after we're Canada, isn't it?
Why?
I got my dates mixed up because we play Spurs at 4:30.
On the Sunday?
On the Sunday,
aye.
Got me wires crossed. Aye, same time next week.
We're back from Palace, same time next week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.